Hello, everyone. What is up, and welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Liz, your host here at Crimes Untold, and today we're going to be talking about the murder of Elizabeth Dorleen Sennett. Now, if you caught my past true crime recap of the week, I actually talked about one of the people that was involved in her murder because he was finally executed. I'll kind of touch on that a little bit in this, but not really. So, the day was March 18th of 1988 when preacher Charles Sennett Sr. had three men kill his wife. These three men were Kenneth Smith, Bill Gray Williams, and John Parks. They beat and stabbed Elizabeth Sennett to death in their home on Coon Dog Cemetery Road in Colbert County. Now, after they committed the murder, they were told to make the house look like there was a burglary or an invasion. Elizabeth fought them pretty hard and fought them from like prior to her dying at the hands of these three men. There was signs that she fought really hard. Her husband, Reverend Charles Sennett, would come home following his service on the evening of March 18th of 1988 and would find his wife in a pool of her own blood. He would call 911, but it would be too late. It was a complete loss for the community after Liz died due to her injuries after being transported to Helen Keller Hospital. So her autopsy determined that she had 8 stab wounds to her chest and 1 on either side of her neck. She was beaten with a blunt object as well. Investigators would believe that she did die, indeed did die, from someone who robbed them at first, or that maybe she had interrupted whomever was robbing them. Unfortunately, though, to rule everyone out, they have to start with the spouse and then the children. So they would look into Charles, her husband of 26 years. He would also become a suspect almost immediately following the fact of him having an affair, his insane amount of debt that he had, and how he wanted to cash in on his life insurance policy that he had on his wife. Smoking gun. But it was the way he reacted to police when they stated that she had a pulse at the scene, that was the smoking gun of suspicion for them for his involvement in what happened to his wife. Charles, though, would figure out that the police were zooming in on him after he was brought in for questioning. He would also, during this, confess the names of those who killed his wife. Following this questioning, he would leave the precinct and would go complete a confessional at church, and then he shortly after would leave and commit suicide due to his guilt. As of last month, the last of the 3 perpetrators died via execution, nitrogen hypoxia, and Elizabeth Sennett's murder can finally rest. Her sons are finally at peace knowing that all that were involved have had their death sentences carried out. So that, my friends, is the murder of Elizabeth Sennett. I hope you guys learned something from this, and I'll see you guys tomorrow in another one.